Hello, I'm Paul Hutchins, President of Sampson Community College, and welcome to the President's Corner. I'm fortunate today to have Blair Hairr, who serves as the Director of Admissions at Sampson Community College, to talk with me today a little bit about what she does to support our students and work with recruitment of students to Sampson Community College. Blair, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure.
Well, Blair, I'm going to start off by asking you to talk a little bit, if you would, describe the role of Director of Admissions and some of the things that you do to help bring students into Sampson Community College.
Okay. As Director of Admissions, my sole responsibility is anything regarding admissions process and enrollment management. My main priorities are recruiting. I work very closely with the local high schools, and I'm involved in what's called CACRO, and that is where the state has set up recruiting events in local areas so that we can hit surrounding counties and provide them with the information that we offer here at Sampson Community College. I also organize campus tours, so students from anywhere from the middle school, the high school, Tar Heel Challenge, we work closely with them, and I do the placement testing and just anything in regards to the process to getting accepted to Sampson Community College.
Excellent. Now, next, I know guidance counselors in the high schools are key in working with juniors and seniors, especially that are moving toward graduation. Describe how you work with the guidance counselors in our local high schools to help get the message of Sampson Community College across to these students.
I absolutely love working with the high school counselors. I work with the private counselors as well, but they probably get tired of me blowing up their inbox. I email them on a regular basis with changes that are not only going on with our curriculum as for new students, but also for students who are taking classes through the Career and College Promise program, and there's always changes with that. So I have, made visits. I have, like I said, email, phone calls. I hope they know how much I appreciate them and what they do for the students who are potentially going to enroll here while in high school and setting up for a transition into another school or after graduation. The county and city schools also have a college advisor, and I work closely with them as well, making sure that they know the steps to the admission process. They are able to actually screen students, and that requires me helping them be knowledgeable of that process. So I've really tried to, train them so they feel comfortable with their jobs and know the requirements that we have here at Sampson.
Excellent. Now, when you're talking to potential students, whether they're seniors or juniors or sophomores, what are some of the questions that they pose sometimes that they're trying to work through to better understand what it's like to transition from high school to college?
Okay, so the number one question is, how can I be accepted to Sampson Community College? And I love that question because I say this: any student who has graduated from high school and completes the admission process is accepted. It makes my role very easy because that just lifts the burden off their shoulders, knowing, hey, I can go to college. All right. The second question that probably hits home most is for students who plan to get a four-year degree. They want to know, can I start at Sampson? And the answer to that is absolutely. And I like to talk with students about their options here, whether it's they want to go straight into the college transfer program because they know without a doubt they're going into a four-year school and it's not in a program that we have an associate's degree in, but maybe if they're going into wanting to be a teacher, then I'll tell them about the programs we have with Fayetteville State and surrounding universities. So that's the number two question as far as transferring. And then the last question would probably be, how much does it cost? Okay. And I encourage students, one, that community college is definitely the very smart route to go financially. And we have the resource of Walter Palmer, which I enjoy working with Mr. Palmer, and he helps students and families complete financial aid, and he works closely with our financial aid office to make sure that students are getting the financial aid assistance that they need.
Well, now I certainly hope a lot of parents and maybe potential students are watching, and I know one of the things that I think is important is that we share with these potential students and their parents what are some of the real advantages coming to a community college out of high school. What are some things that you would share that make Sampson Community College an advantage for young people as far as their decision for post-secondary education?
Well, when I give campus tours and the students visit the campus and they see the close-knit community that we have here on campus, and they see the small classrooms, and when we walk by and the teachers are, "Welcome to Sampson Community College," I think that the community that we have formed here is the main attraction. I try very hard, and I feel like the staff and faculty of Sampson is dedicated to making every student feel welcomed. And you often hear the quote, "You're not just a number here," and that is true. That is true here at Sampson. And not only that, we have the Academic Success Center. A lot of students, if they're struggling in classes and they don't know really how to get help or may not feel comfortable asking questions when there's 60 students in class, here it's a more laid back setting. You're still receiving the quality education that you need, but maybe you would feel more comfortable reaching out for help and assistance either from your instructor or going to the Academic Success Center.
Excellent. Well, now we're going to pause for just a couple of minutes. We'll be back with more of the President's Corner after this.
The life lessons taught in a barbershop have always stuck with me. But owning a barber school has been a lesson all its own. I didn't know how time-consuming starting my own business would be. Thankfully, my small business center was there for me. They've helped thousands get started by offering one-on-one counseling and much more. And as a North Carolina taxpayer, there's no additional cost. So take a lesson from me and start your business with the North Carolina Small Business Center.
Your local small business center, helping people start businesses for 30 years. Find us at ncsbc.net.
Art has always been my passion.
But turning it into our small business was a work of art.
I didn't know where to start with the finances. That's where my local small business center came in. They offered training events and one-on-one counseling to answer all my questions.
And best of all, it was at no additional cost.
So do what I did and start your business off right with the North Carolina Small Business Center.
Your local small business center, helping people start businesses for 30 years. Find us at ncsbc.net.
Welcome back to the President's Corner. I'm Paul Hutchins, president of Sampson Community College, and today I'm visiting with Miss Blair Hairr, the Director of Admissions at Sampson Community College. Blair, now what I'd like to do is for just a few minutes talk to you about some key considerations for students that are rapidly approaching graduation next month, and they've not really finalized their educational plans after high school. What are some things that you would share with those potential students and their parents that are important?
If they have not finalized their plans, I would encourage them to stop by and visit our campus that you're potentially wanting to attend. The more you educate yourself on their process for completing admissions, the more you are going to feel comfortable with that process, so that maybe you want to schedule a campus visit, or maybe call and speak with a counselor. The more that you know prior to talking with someone, the better questions you're going to be able to ask. So I would definitely encourage students to visit the website. For our website, it's www.sampsoncc.edu. And admissions has its own page, and if you are a new student, you would click the new student page, and the steps to completing admissions are there. It's steps 1 through 8, and it talks how to do the application, and part of the process is placement testing. Now with placement testing, we want students to know not every student has to take the placement test, so just educating yourself about that so that you can feel confident with completing the admissions process. I would also encourage you, if you are not sure where you want to go to school or what you want to do for a career, that is more the reason to start at the community college. It allows you to have time. No matter what degree you seek, you are going to have to take some type of general education courses. So starting at the community college allows you to start your degree, work through those kinks. We have the college transfer success class that allows students to explore those options, to really narrow down what they want to do for their career, and continue to make wise decisions. And if you're still unsure, you're welcome to stop by. I'll be glad to walk you around campus. A lot of students, they hear of, let's say, industrial systems, but they have no clue what that means. And it is my pleasure to take them into our machine shop and show them all the resources we have here on campus. And if you or your child is interested in seeing those programs, feel free to schedule a campus tour.
Very good. Now, as the summer approaches, are there key deadlines that would be important for potential students and their parents to be aware of that will help make the transition into Sampson Community College this fall better?
Yes, sir. So if you have the admissions checklist, you will notice that May 1st, which is tomorrow, is the deadline for priority deadline is what it's called. But it's not that you can't get in. It's just we suggest that date to give us time to process your financial aid, to make sure we have all the proper paperwork on file. But that's really hard for high school seniors because they haven't graduated yet.
Yes.
So if you are currently enrolled in high school, you are fine. There is no reason to fret. You have time, and I've encouraged students who are still enrolled in high school to just come see us the week after graduation. We have to have a transcript showing that you have successfully completed high school with that official high school graduation date. So really your hands are tied right now. So I would just don't put it off though. I understand you'll graduate, you'll want to celebrate, and we want you to do that, but so many students show up the day of registration in August, and when classes start the very next week or the next day, and they want to complete admissions. Admissions in a community college is a process. We have to have your application. We ask for the interest profiler because once again, we are about students making wise decisions. And you have to take a placement test possibly, and that takes time. So we really encourage students to start the admissions process as soon as you decide you are interested in enrolling. And completing admissions is not a commitment. If you think that you want to go to ECU in the fall, but you might have a slight bit of doubt in your mind, I encourage students to still complete admissions at Sampson because so many students end up going there and they'll call and say, Miss Hairr, I started at ECU and I want to go home, and if you've already completed admissions, you are so much ahead of the game and the process and transition will be so much easier for you. So that would be my advice as far as deadlines. So students who are graduating in June, come see me the end of June, 1st of July. And for students who have already graduated, maybe you are a working adult who's wanting to come back to school, our summer semester starts May 19th and registration day is May 18th. But once again, to complete admissions, you do that before the registration day. So if you're interested in summer school, you want to come in ASAP. And if you're interested in the fall semester, once again, we would encourage you to just go ahead, come on in, complete your admissions, your FAFSA for the financial aid purposes, so that we can guarantee a smooth transition and lots of success in the fall.
Well, let me close with a final question. You've been here almost a year now, working in this position. What would you say you enjoy most about serving as Director of Admissions at Sampson Community College?
You said it right there. I enjoy serving. I love my students, and I just enjoy helping as much as I can, whether it's sitting on the phone with a mother for 15 minutes whose son has no clue what they want to do, and they just need some encouragement. I enjoy that part of my job. I enjoy, I work a lot with students who are currently enrolled at universities who are coming home for the summer, and they're considered visiting students. I enjoy enrolling them and helping their summer feel like it's, still being, they're still being, working towards their degree as well, and just being a resource to the community. And I just, any type of service is right up my alley.
Well, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure visiting with you, Blair, and thank you for all that you do here at Sampson Community College to support bringing potential students into the college and helping them make sure that it's manageable, doable, and that they can be successful here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for President's Corner, and we'll be back again soon.